Okay, it automatically starts when it recognises the step. Okay, good quality, no swearing, please. You leave that to me. Okay. Right. So, what do you remember about the last time we met then, Casey? Nothing. That's how profound an experience it was on you.
It's only been about 3 weeks since your last one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it just before Christmas?
Yeah.
Or just after?
Before.
Before. Okay. Okay. Just wasn't sure what the guy behind me was going to do.
Well, at least you get to break it up. You're not always just out in the A class, is it?
No, that's true. To call me a specialist is probably a little bit too flamboyant a title, to be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a driving instructor, but whatever car you want to put me in, I can tell you how to get the best out of it.
Yeah.
That includes the performance stuff, but very rarely do we do that over there because they've got specialist track guys.
Yeah.
So everybody fits in, and we've all got our little slot. So yes, I kind of chop and change between the A class, the B classes, and everything on the railway, and these.
While you're on the grapevine, one of your drivers over, must be the AMG bit, stands in for the stick occasionally.
We've got a guy who has done some Top Gear work, let's put it that way. So yeah. Remind me, where do you live, Casey?
Feltham.
Feltham.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just trying to imagine how long it would take you to get here. How long did it take?
You haven't used the skid pant today then?
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You can have swimming lessons in it if you like. In the last month, it has been underwater. I don't know, if you actually did it by an hour basis, I would imagine you could probably say it's not as much as actually probably, it feels like it's been underwater all the time.
Yeah.
But I would say in the last 3 to 4 weeks, the time that it's had water on it so much that we can't use it, probably about 35–40% of the time. I'm guessing because I've not really taken too much notice of exactly when. Thankfully, the amount of things that I do here, it hasn't affected me over there. But of course, it means that a lot of the stuff that we would normally include that in, right, can't be done.
Yeah.
So there is now a backlog of people who are waiting to do their experiences that would want to include on there. So we've actually done very little work in that area in the last month, and now of course we've got a whole load of people waiting to do their experiences. And we're going to have a serious problem for a few weeks anyway while we try and clear it. Of course everybody wants to do it, don't they? I must admit, if I had this as a present, birthday or Christmas or whatever it was, I wouldn't want to sort of just keep it in the drawer for a while. I would want to come and do it. It'd be something I'd keep thinking about. Now, very briefly, Casey, let's do some very basics here. All right. Can you hear the car on our right? That's the brakes on that at the moment. There's a pebble in the brakes, and every time he puts the brakes on, it's awful. So don't you actually pick up any pebbles, Casey, alright? Okay. Now, then, very briefly, mate, what's the difference between a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive car?
Two-wheel drive. When only two of them.
Being driven by the engine. And on this car, all four wheels a bit, so what's the advantage? The advantage is that all points of contact with the road are actually having a driving force in them, so even if only one wheel was on the floor, it would try and drive the car. Alright? Two wheels will get you along in the majority of circumstances, and to be honest, it's probably all that's necessary in the majority of circumstances. But when you have an extremely slippery surface, and if you're going up at that extremely slippery surface and only two wheels are either pulling you or pushing you up the hill, alright, and the other two wheels are a dead weight, that's even more work for those two wheels to do, isn't it? Whereas with one of these, all four wheels are actually being driven, therefore there is no dead weight. Every single wheel is doing its bit. Have you any idea what we call it? One word is grip, the other word is traction. So the amount of grip or traction that we've got is absolutely vital, especially when the road surface is so poor or slippery that we need as much as we can get. Alright, so a four-wheel drive is infinitely more superior in every way than a two-wheel drive could be under those circumstances. But there is more cost. It costs more fuel, doesn't it, to drive four wheels than it will for just two. So there is a downside. But if you just need to get somewhere, there isn't really any competition, it's these. Alright. Now then, what we're going to do is pump up the suspension. If you have a look outside, folks, have a look in the mirrors or just have a look at one of the windows, you'll notice that the car is gradually rising. Can you see it happening? It's very slow, and we're only going up about that much, and it takes about 45 seconds to get there. Okay, but what we're doing is we're creating more space under the car, so as when we do go over rocks, the floor doesn't bang it, etc. Happy to take over? Right, I'm going to ask you to walk round, Casey. I'll help you with the seat, same as I did in the other cars. All right? Okay, mate. Yourself comfortable. Now, let's help you just a little bit with this. The last lesson you did was in the A-class, wasn't it? And that was an automatic. Okay, what foot did you not use in that? Left. This is also an automatic. So once again, we're not going to use the left foot. All right. We're going to pull you forwards a little bit, Casey. Can I ask you please to hold the wheel? I'm going to bring the backrest up a tiny bit. Don't be alarmed, it's not your dad pushing you out. Alright, now just relax. Can I ask you please to put your left foot on the footrest on the left side. Try not to do any looking down. That's it. Alright, now can I ask you please to make your right foot go on the brake pedal. Don't press it, just get it there. And make sure your heel is on the floor. We need to bring you forward a bit, don't we? Yeah. Okay, now then, that should feel a little bit more comfortable. Can you please, Casey, without looking down, transfer your right foot onto the accelerator? Now back to the brake. Do you remember doing this in the other car? Okay, now back to the accelerator and back to the brake again. And can you remember why we do this? To make sure that you know where the pedals are so as you don't have to look down. Good sound effects, aren't they? Oh dear.
He's got a bigger stone than us.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's it. And it only takes one to make it sound absolutely awful. And then all of a sudden that stone will fall out and there'd be nothing.
I hate it when you
It's
get it on
awful,
the car
isn't it?
from time to time.
And it makes an expensive car sound really bad, doesn't it? But it's only the tiniest thing. Anyway, alright, I'll be happy with this, Casey. Now I need to know whether or not you feel that this is about the right distance from the wheel for you. It looks good, but I don't know how you feel. You happy with it? Alright, okay, good. On goes the seatbelt, my love. Please tell me what the seatbelt does to you when you've made it click. Don't worry about it, it's good, not bad.
Yeah, you happy to have, what's his name, Phil?
What did it do?
It tightened.
A little bit, and then it let go, didn't it? Can you lean forward for me now? It's not doing it anymore. Have you any idea what it just did? Watch mine, see if you can guess. It's going to do exactly the same for exactly the same reason, and it only happens on the front seats. Ready? Make it click, let it go. Gives you a little cuddle, doesn't it? Any idea? What it's doing is it's measuring you. It actually measures how big the occupant is and how far the belt can come back and safely hold you in. It then memorises it. If you are involved in an accident, the belt knows exactly how much to pull you in instantly.
And
Is
mine?
that clever? Hmm? And no, sorry, no, you're expendable.
I told you, I ain't got airbags, I got none
That's
of the
it,
funky
you got
stuff in
no
the back.
status here at all. This is it. Don't you remember you signed a form saying that you were expendable? That's it, that's what it's all about. Alright, it's only us at the special, isn't it? 'Cause, yeah, we know our place. Alright, mate. Okay, so we're going to move off. Alright, mate. So, foot brake on. Oh, hang on a second, let's do this for you. Can you see everything through the back? Just a little more. Sorry about the sun visors, it's a necessary evil, I'm afraid. Okay, foot brake on for me, please. Push it down just a little way. The foot brake, that's it, push down. Good. Put the car into drive, same as the other ones. Look around you like you did in the other car. Make sure it's safe before you move away. Is it safe to go? Alright, simply come off the foot brake. We're going to take this first left turn, please. Back to centre with the wheel. Look as far up the road as you possibly can. A little bit more power. Now Dad, you will get a slightly rougher ride in the back because you're sitting over the suspension and the back wheels. Casey and I have a little bit better deal here because we're in the middle of the car.
It's kind of like payback.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. In other words, yet more salt that we're rubbing into all your wounds. Okay, ahead here please, Casey. Can I ask you please to slow the car down as slow as you can get it, so as when we go over the rocks in front of you, it's the slowest you can go. Tiny bit of brake again, tiny bit of brake again, bit more brake, slow it down a bit, slow it, that's it, now you know why.
Slow.
Yeah, it is. Just enough power to go, the slightest of power, be very gentle with the power when you do it. There we go, good. Now then, don't worry, I know it looks very deep, it's only about 4 or 5 inches, so it's not going to be a major thing to cross. We don't need a sail. A little bit of power. That's it. Now we're obviously going to avoid that big plank of wood a little there. Over to you just a little bit, Casey. That's it, mate. Good. Now, for fairly obvious reasons, Casey, the basic thing that we're going to be doing is the majority of the exercises I ask you to do, the slower we go on them, the more you will learn from it because you will be able to feel how the car is behaving on them. Does that make sense? So it doesn't make sense to try and rush any of the things we're just about to do. But going from A to B and then from B to C, yes, of course we can pick up a bit of speed. The first one is this big lump coming up on the right side. So it's the one that's nearest you on your right. Just give me a little bit of space here on the steering. Keep coming, honey. Good. Now then, now I'm going to ask you to gently turn towards the lump. Now straighten the car. Good. That's it. Now then, as slow as you possibly can, start to climb the hill. Right with this. Alright. Just a tiny bit of power. Now you're going to remember that the traction control is going to stop the wheel spinning, so you're going to see a yellow light flashing away there as the wheel begins to spin, because obviously it's going to. Tiny bit more gas. Good, now just keep the steering straight. Just enough gas to go. It will go. Good, keep the steering straight. Can you see the yellow light flashing in front of you? A little bit more power and you can see it.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, that's a wheel is beginning to spin, the traction control is stopping it spinning. It's alright, so it then hands the power to the wheels that have still got grip. Alright, just a tiny bit forward, a little bit more, good, that's it. You're the boss, so you tell it what to do. Good, now when I say now, put your right foot on the brake. Now. Alright, okay. We're on the summit, aren't we? Alright, let's quickly analyse what happened. The front wheel in front of you actually made the car start to go tilt to the left. The wheel behind you, although it was leaning over to the left, initially had nothing to grip on. So that was the wheel that began to spin. And what you saw there was the yellow light flashing because the traction control recognised the spin, stopped it spinning. Then it lets go of it, and if it starts to spin again, it will stop it again. And in the space of a couple of seconds, it's probably stopped it 3 or 4 times. Alright? Okay. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to go down the hill the other side, very slowly please, and I'm going to put the brake on at the right time. Is it safe to go? Yeah? Okay. Just really look round you there, Casey, before you actually move off. That's it. Simply come off the foot brake, keep the steering straight. Good. Still looking round you even as you're moving. See, we've got a wheel in the air, haven't we? What I've done now is I've stopped you and I've put your dad up in the air. That's it. You know how we told him he was expendable?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're just rubbing it in. Is it now safe to go? Look around you, look over shoulders, and away we go. Okay, you're back on terra firma, Dad?
Yeah, that's it.
For a while.
Very
Yeah, it's very limited. Just lap it up while you can. Okay, mate, we're going to take slightly to the left, please. Slightly more over to me. That's the one. Good, mate. Well done. And then, within about another 20 metres, I'm going to ask you to make a right turn, Casey, please. Now, you might be able to see a little bit of detail from here. Can you see the right turn that's coming up?
This one.
Can you? Yes, that's it. Can you see the two railway sleepers that are in the middle of the track?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go along there, please, and can I ask you to mount the railway sleepers? So you'll need the front wheels and then the back wheels. Keep it very slow. Front wheels are up, back wheels are up, front wheels are down. It's a very short run. Now then, have a look at the territory in front of you. Alright, what do you think is going to happen to the wheels here?
Some are gonna be
They're all
in
going
the
to take it in turns going up in the air. Alright, we've got to keep the car as slow as we possibly can so as it's still a relatively comfortable thing to do. The traction control will obviously do its job by stopping the wheels spinning, and we need to get from here to the other end. It's going to take about a minute or so. We simply want to go as slow as we can. You hopefully will feel what wheel is doing what as the car's actually progressing very, very slowly here. Don't try and actually beat any time frame here. It's as slow as we can get it. All right, okay. Tiny bit of gas, just a little. Stay to the right a bit. Good. Keeping it as slow as you can. That's it. Come on. That's it. That's it. You're doing now. Steer to the left a little. Steer to the left. More left. More left. Good. Otherwise, we are going to come off. Ease off the gas. Good. Still looking around, Casey. Make sure that there's nobody coming towards you. All right. I'm going to ask you to very sharply turn left now, please. We're going to face what we call the elephant steps. Let me just take the steering off again for you, just for a second, my love. Now back to centre and gently stop, please. Stop the car. Good. All right. Can you see that the car is rising? All right. There. Oh dear, the sun. All right, you can see it's going up. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you a bit of a different display. A little bit of detail coming up, graphic display. All right, we've reached level number 3. All right, it tells you how far the car is tilting left or right and whether or not we're going up or down and how many percent that is as well. All right, it also tells you how much steering you're putting on. Look. Clever, is it? Okay, you've got to keep telling me how clever it is, all right? Okay, all right. Now we keep the car very slow here. We're on level 3 because these lumps are very large and they're very deep. Right, so we need as much clearance as we can possibly get. Don't be fooled here into thinking that you need a lot of steering. It's a straight line. The steering will feel like it wants to go left, right as you're going along. That's the steering trying to centre in the middle of a void. Alright? Okay. We keep it straight basically. Once again, the same as you did on the last one. Just enough power to get you through. Alright. A little bit of gas. That's it. Ease off. Ease off. It's normal driving, isn't it? Yeah. And off again. That's a good girl. Well done. That's nice. That's a good speed. That's it. We're staying as slow as we can get this. Good. Well, that's steam, by the way. Don't worry about it. The engine's not leaking or anything. It's just that we've got a very hot exhaust and we've got lots of water around. Good. Just enough power to go. Just hold it still just for a few seconds, honey. All right. Okay. Only because they beat us to it. All right. Now then, we'll give them just a little time. Now we're coming off now. These big lumps, the elephant steps. Do we need it on level 3 anymore? No. No, you're right, we don't. Okay. So we are actually going to be coming down. Okay. For the majority of the things that we got on this track, level 2 is fine. Every now and then we go into something extreme like that. Is obviously they're very big lumps, aren't they? It is just that little bit more necessary to raise the car as much as you can. One of the other things that we would normally actually put the car up on level 3 is when we go through the pond, when the pond is as basically as full as it can go, we have to have the car on that level. However, it's gone beyond that now. Because this is a floodplain, there is so much flood water around, it's gone well beyond the normal level. It's about that deeper. If we went through the pond today, the water will come in. We are therefore forbidden to go in there. So, right, but normally we would be putting the car on level 3 for that as well. Okay, those guys are basically half gone, haven't they? Is it safe to move off? Yeah? Power on a little bit then. We are on level 3, we are still in the same control. Good. Notice that the graphics have now told you that we're on level 2. Alright, and level there says you're on level 2 as well. Tiny bit of power here, Casey, please. Your dad seems to have fallen asleep, man. Do you think he's too sort of traumatised from the initial experience?
Doubt it.
Easing off the power, honey. That's it, steer a little bit sharper. Slow it down, please. Okay, okay. I helped you a little bit there, didn't I? All right. Now let's put you over to the middle of the track. Just come off the foot brake for me. Good. Now gently stop again, please. Good. Now then, those guys, I don't know why they're doing it. They've gone to the right. Okay. Now he's just making it a little bit more entertaining, I think. Unless he's trying to get the stone out of the wheel, that would help, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would work. All right, Casey, now you've just watched how he's done it. He's done it very, very slowly, and he has done lots of lefts and rights. Do you want to do the same method, or do you want to keep the car straight? You will get a very similar ride.
Straight.
Okay.
What's the point in going left and right?
No, don't know. Maybe he likes it. Okay, away we go then, nice and slow. Still look around everywhere else, done it, that's it. And make a very sharp left turn here. Try and get yourself into the centre of the track. Straighten her up and slow it down, please. Slow it right down, please. Right down. That's it. We're going as slow as we can possibly do. Here. That's it. I have just had my dinner, by the way. Just so you know. Oh. It's like someone's put big stepping stones in the middle of the North Sea, isn't it? Oh, God. Oh, dear. God, I should get danger money for this. Alright. Yeah. Very true. Mind you, you're suffering more than we are at the back there. We'll just rub that in again, shall we? Keeping it rolling, done it. Alright, we're following where the other guy has gone. Alright, same route, but obviously we give him a bit of space.
I suppose it's nowhere near as wet as it's normally.
No, this is the
Just one
wettest
water
year we've ever
before
had. Yeah. Not only have we had more rain, but if you think about it, because this is a floodplain, we get Guildford's water here.
And they've had plenty of
And
water.
they've had plenty, that's right, well everyone has, haven't they? Can I ask you to gently stop here, Casey, please? Gently. Now what we're just about to go through here, although you can't see much because of all the water, that water is covering the very big hole. Alright? It's very similar to what we had over there with the elephant steps. Same basic thing. You're gonna do that, alright? Depending on your speed, we might actually sort of maybe roll back and maybe even get the traction control working quite well. Alright? Okay. Simply put, because it's basically the same thing as that, we've got to use the same kind of approach, just the tiniest bit of power when you need it. However, we don't need to put the car on level 3. It's not quite as deep as the elephant step ponds. Okay. Alright. If it's clear, honey, we go please. You can feel the difference, can't you? It's not quite as severe. Ugh. Okay, Rick. Can I ask you please to head for the lump that's nearest you, the one that's actually you're heading towards the back end of the other car, but the lump that we're looking for is the one that's in between us. Over to you just a little bit here. Now start looking, please, at the big hill on your left shoulder. Now start steering towards it, please. Okay, now gently stop the car, please, Casey. Stop, stop, stop. Good. Now we're going to climb this. Do you think that the standard first gear that we've got will climb this? I am going to ask you to stop and start halfway up it again.
Done.
Do you think it will or not? No. Okay, I'm going to have to tell you it's borderline whether or not it would get up. It does depend almost how you stop and exactly where, alright? But because it's borderline, let's go for safety now, alright? Let us now go into low range. Now I know that doesn't mean any sense to you at the moment, okay? Can I ask you to keep your right foot on the brake? I'm now going to put the car into neutral. Alright, N for neutral. Can I ask you please, press that button where my finger is, but look at what happens on the screen. Low range on. Have you any idea what that might mean?
No.
Okay. It's to do with gears. Alright, we haven't done anything with the gearbox, that's precisely the same. But now what's happening is the gears are going through what's called a lower final drive ratio. It's a bit like if you had a bike and you took the gears off your nice big wheel, alright, but then you put a much smaller wheel on your bike, say about that big, but then put those gears back on that, it would be the same gears, but the actual effect would be that your little legs would have to go around like Yogi Bear to get you up a hill, wouldn't it? Alright, but you would get up the hill. But you wouldn't have decent top speed at all. So although the gears would be the same, the final drive ratio would make it that your hills would now be easy, alright, which is basically what we've now got, but we completely ruined our top speed of the car. I wouldn't think that this car could do even 30 miles an hour now. But I can assure you it'll go up this hill as easy as sneezing. Alright, can I ask you please to stop halfway up, Casey? Alright, very gently pulling away. Alright, so brake on, brake on, brake on. Put the car into drive again.
Oh yeah.
That's it, good. Alright, now that's it. Now very slowly come forward. You'll notice how the car doesn't have to work hard now. Just a little bit of power to get you forward. Keeping it rolling, just a tiny bit of gas. Even more than that, just a tiny bit. Keep it rolling. And brake now, hard right, hold it on, good, alright. We're on a 26% climb. Okay, that's about 24, 25 degrees. Now then, what I'm now going to ask you to do is tell me this. If your right foot comes off the brake pedal, what will happen to the car?
Downhill.
We're going to roll back quickly, yes? No. Because there is a built-in system into these cars called Hill Start Assist. Okay, and all that it will do is, because it knows you're on a hill, let's keep it as simple as that. What will happen is, because the car knows you're on the hill, when your right foot comes off the brake, it will hold the brake on for a small amount of time, giving your right foot time to travel from the brake over to the accelerator. Alright? And it will hold you there. What you've got to promise not to do is try and hit the gas pedal hard, because you think you're going to need to panic. Alright, we don't need to panic because the hill start assist will hold us. Alright, happy with this? Okay, hands on wheel please. Alright, transfer right foot to the power and gas on gently, gently, gently. That's good. Keep the car rolling just enough. Just get to the top please. Keep the car just about rolling. Get the car there. Just get it so as it just goes over the top and stop, stop, stop. Good, now keep the brake on for me please. Alright. Did you feel how the car was held? It's only for a second or so, wasn't it? But it's all that you need. Alright. Now, have a look at the screen while I mess around. I'm going to put you into manual. I'm now going to put you into first. Okay, that means that the car will not change gear. We've gone over to manual. The car cannot now change gear unless you do something about it, which obviously I don't want you to. I'm going to ask you to go down this hill. Okay, I want you to not put any power on and certainly promise not to do any braking. I'm going to ask you to steer us between those yellow poles, alright, and tell me if it's safe to move off. Looking everywhere. What do you think is going to happen here, Casey?
Go down the hill.
Is it going to go fast or slow? It's going to do exactly the opposite. You're going to be really surprised. She's putting her face like that one. Oh, I want it to go fast. Alright, is it safe to go? Yeah, alright. Promise not to brake or power, okay? Alright, simply come off it. Right off, right off. Can you feel the engine holding you back? Yeah? Because we're in such a low gear, the compression of the engine decelerated you very effectively down the hill. Okay, mate, what we're going to do is we'll put you back into drive again. Alright, so now it will change gears as it fancies. That's it, the tiniest bit of gas. Good. Use the left fork, please. Deep, isn't it? This is your swimming lesson for today. Now normally it's only this deep in the pond. It shows you. Can I ask you, mate, please, to take the left fork again over towards me. Steer back again, look to the right and go up the middle of that track. That's it, good. The ones with the big sleepers in front of you. Steer back again. So make sure you stay in the middle, please, Casey. Keep it nice and slow, honey. It might slip a little bit, depends how wet the wood is. Notice how the car doesn't have to work hard. That's it, good. Keep it just about going. Good. When we get to the top, Casey, I'll ask you to stop again now, please. So another about a car length to go, I think. Just a tad more. And gently stop. Stop. Hold the car still. Thank you very much. Alright, good. So far so good? Now then, you know that when we came down that hill over there, I put you into first gear. It stayed in first gear, didn't it? Could you feel the engine holding you back? It was almost like putting some braking on, wasn't it? Although obviously there was no braking involved. Alright, there's another way that we can go down the hill as well without you technically picking the amount of power that you need. What I'm going to do is going to press that in. In fact, I'll ask you to do it. Can I ask you just to press that button there, please? Watch the screen. Tell me what it says. 4 miles an hour. What's the lettering at the top?
What, that?
No, at the top. DSR.
Dunno.
It says it the same here. DSR. Dad, any idea? DSR. What's it stand for? It's to do with what we're going to do here. We in a minute's time. We won't be here. We'll be at the bottom of this hill. All right. It's how we get there. That's important.
Descend. Yeah.
I'm going to give you the first one. It's not descend, but it's downhill. All right. Good. The next one is
Speed.
good. Well done. You're nearly there. Downhill speed. Casey. It's gonna control our speed as we go down. And we've set it up at what miles per hour? 4. Let's do something about that. There we go. It's now 2. 2 miles per hour. All right. DSR at 2 miles an hour. Downhill speed. Regulator. Fancy not coming out with the right words. All right. Are we happy to do this, Casey? Yes? All right. What am I going to ask you not to do again?
Anything.
And no braking and no power. All right. I do need you to steer though. All right. Please don't go into the pond because I'll only have to get you to stop and we'll have to back out of it because it is too deep. Okay, mate? All right. Safe? Off the foot brake. Right off it. What's happening?
Start going at 2 miles an hour.
And steer left, please. Good. Good. Now then, what do you think happened? How did the car keep you at that speed? We didn't put it into a gear that would actually hold your speed back. The car knew when you got to 2 miles an hour, okay? Because obviously it's got a processor in it. They all do nowadays, so they all know what you're doing. All it did was put the brake on for you. It recognised the fact that you were just about to breach 2 miles an hour, so it stopped you getting to 3 by simply applying the brake. And even the brake lights will come on whilst it's happening. Ain't it clever? Okay. Alright, we can turn it off. It won't work on a flat road anyway, it only works on the hill. Can I ask you please, when we get into the water, then to turn left, Casey? But don't steer too early, honey. We've got a big boulder on the corner here. Have a good look both ways. Sharp left steer now. Good. Steer back round again. That's it. Cool dear, can't see a damn thing. Alright. Now then, something nice and easy for you to do. Not a challenge at all. Okay.
This is like if you're down the precinct, okay?
What happens down the precinct?
We've got stairs going up to the first floor.
Oh, I see. Alright, now just gently hold the car still for me, please. That's it, good. Okay, let's have a quick look at this. We call this cascades. When the water's coming down, it's actually quite nice. You can see it sort of trickling down and it filters over each one, a bit like in a rock pool, okay? Maybe not quite that good today. How steep is it?
Pretty steep.
Very steep, okay. Is it as steep as the hill that we just did? It's much steeper, okay. We did the hill start assist on that hill, didn't we? Now, when we went up it, did you note that when you came off the brake, for a very little while, the car was held whilst your right foot then went onto the power? And we did a nice job of pulling away, didn't we? Do you think it will work on this?
No. Yes.
Yes, it will. I promise it will. It doesn't matter how steep the hill is, it will do it. Okay? But of course, this is a lot steeper, therefore there is more chance of the car beginning to slide back, isn't it? Because gravity is going to be pulling you back harder. Okay? Now, what I'm going to be asking you to do is very similar to the last one. It's just that because this one is so much more of a hill, we do need to be that much more careful about the amount of power. Because if you put on a bit too much power, we could make the wheels spin. If we spin the wheels, what happens to the car? We will slide backwards, won't we? Right? Even if all 4 wheels were spinning going forwards, because they're not gripping, we will slide back. We would simply slide. All right. If you don't put on too much power, we won't. We'll just pull away nice and gently. So this is all down to the skill of the driver. All right. Okay. No pressure. All right. Let's get halfway up again, please. Tiny bit of power here. Good. And when I say now, jump on the brake for me, please. Now, hard brake, hold it. Good girl, that's it. Now let's see what our percentage is. Probably 51, maybe 51. Now If there was two people sitting in the back, it would be slightly more. Alright. Okay, now understand that that's basically a 50% climb is a 45% angle. Because then 100% climb would be a 90-degree wall, wouldn't it? You alright with this? Okay. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing as you did before, but you've got to remember that the technology will work. Therefore, we don't have to panic when we come off the foot brake to go onto the power, because for a short time, but enough, it will hold you still. Alright? Now you've got to promise me that when you push the power on, you won't go push hard. Just gently start to increase it. Alright with this? Okay. Where we go? Gas on gently, gently, not too much, gently, not too much. Very subtle, slight increase, but not a lot. Good, keep it there. Slight increase. Good, keep it rolling, keep it rolling. We're on a 56%. Go on, just keep it there. Gently, gently, just don't overdo that power. Keep it going. Keep it going. Notice the engine isn't having to work hard, is it? It's how much grip we have. Well, and gently stop, please. Very subtle brake. Well done. Good. We only had a little bit of... It just skipped a little bit, didn't it? Did you note which wheel it was? Could you feel it? It was the left-hand one at the front. Anybody's guess as to which it is. It depends exactly how much rubber is pressing into the road surface, and just a little bit of loose gravel can make a bit of difference there. Okay, now coming down the hill, well done by the way, that was very nice, you did well. Coming down the hill, what method would you like to keep the car's speed controlled? You can do it manually, you can just do a little bit of braking, you can go onto the DSR, or we can go into manual and put it into first gear. What do you think? The one where you... The DSR?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Pushing it on again. 2 miles an hour. Let's put it on at 1 mile an hour this time. Okay, simply come off the brake, let's see what happens. Don't do any power, no braking either, nothing. Good, see? We're doing 1 mile an hour. The car knows it. It had to get a bit faster though to slow it down, didn't it? Otherwise it wouldn't register what the speed was going to be. Set ahead, darling, please. You will note that when we are not on the hill anymore, the braking will stop. There we go. All right, a little bit of gas. It's not. See, we've still got the DSR on because we're not on the hill anymore. It's not active.
So you could technically just leave that on constant.
You could do, but what actually happens is the processor knows that it's not used and it simply switches it off after a little while. Yeah. But I usually turn it off just for. So as the customer sees it, we don't need it really. Okay. We're going ahead on this one, but that fork, alright? Tiny bit more power, just a little. Good, following the road in front of you. Keeping it rolling. We're going into what's called the V gully. Okay, creeping forwards, creeping forwards. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is relatively simple here, but this is where you will see the wheels beginning to either behave or misbehave depending on what they're doing. Keep it coming, honey. Now then, I'm going to give you a little bit of guidance here. So if I actually take hold of the steering just a little bit, what we're going to do... I can't see a damn thing here. Alright, creep forward just a bit for me, please. Stay on the left-hand side of the gully. Good. Ease off the power for me, right off. Now, can you see that we've got panels on both sides of us? Alright. Now, I hope you can possibly see the car on both sides of us. Can you see from there? On the right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Alright, we can see as well on the left-hand side. Now, what's going to happen here is if I actually... Come off the foot brake for me. Okay, now just give it a tiny bit of power for me, please. Now, Dad, you'll see on the left-hand side, the wheel in front of me, okay, is in the air, isn't it? Alright, okay. Therefore, the traction control is coming on and off. A little bit more power, please, Casey. Just a tiny bit. Can you see it? It stops it, then starts it. Stop, start, stop, start. Okay? Alright. Now the one at the back for you, Casey, on the right hand at the back, can you see the same thing happening?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright. Now let's come forward just a tiny bit more gas. Ease off a little bit now. Good. Now it's going to be the opposite. A tiny bit of gas again. It'll be the opposite sides now. So Dad, it'll be the one on the back. A tiny bit of power, Casey, please. Just a little. Can you see the front wheel doing the same thing for you, Casey?
Yeah.
Just about. What about the back one for you, Dad? Yeah, just a little bit. That's it. Good. All right, a little bit of power here, honey. A little bit of gas again. Can't see a thing with that sun where it is. Okay, keep it just about coming up the hill. Well done. All right, good. Now the reason I did the steering there was because it takes the clients just a little bit of time to understand what we need to do there. A tiny bit of power for me, please. Take the steering from me. We're now just about to go down the steps. Now these are steep, so you're going to be fairly good on the brake, I hope. Otherwise we're all in trouble. Brake now, darling. Brake hard. Good. Now let go just a little bit. We're going to go down little by little by little. Once again, you'll notice the number will go right up. Brake more. Brake more. Good. Okay. Just a little bit and then come off again. Have a look at the percentage. And stop again. Stop, stop, stop. 39%. Sometimes we get to 41. Depends who's in the back. Okay, ease off the gas, off the brake, and then back on again. And stop. Stop again. And again, just a little, gently, just slight squeeze the brake and then off again. Gently coming down. Every now and then we just get to the 40, don't we? And then it comes off again. Yeah, 40. Woo, 40 again. Oh, that back to 39. That's cheating. All right, we're coming off it now, so they're going to lose all that figure. All right, mate. Well done. And we'll do a left turn here, please. It's the sharp one. This is a bit like the drive home, isn't it? Nah, maybe not. Okay. Keeping that speed. Little bit more power here, honey. Have a look around, make sure there's no one around us. Keep it rolling if we can. Still looking about. Good, keeping it rolling. Heading towards the left side now, please. Good, power on slightly. Good, back to centre, good. A tiny bit more power here. We're going to make a bit of a splash. Keep the speed, don't slow down. Slightly increase it. Good, that's it, good. We're doing about 8 miles an hour. Keep the power, that's good, well done. Still keep it. That's it, we're just trying to be hooligans really, aren't we? Okay, and make a fairly tight right turn, please. Well done. Keep it just about rolling. Straight through the middle of the 2 orange poles, or yellow poles, whatever you want there. Keeping it rolling. Good. Make a left turn here, please. Heading down past the pond on your right, which as you can see is much too deep for us to go, unfortunately. Now we're going to head directly across the water and we're going to take the path where the red car is. Alright, simply come off the power for me, slow it right down please Casey, look both ways, if it's safe we go. There's somebody else on the Cascades area. We're going up onto the rocks in front of you, just a tiny bit of power, keeping it rolling, good. Ease off the power now, Casey, please. Steer slightly to me, and we're going to stay in the middle of the stones. Keep it very, very slow. That's it. Easy, isn't it? Yeah, all you've got to do is get bumped around a lot. That's it. Oh, God.
Can't get one of these for the girls, mate.
Just for Sundays, huh?
Yeah.
Look where we're going to be, honey, and mega left steer now, please. Good. We're going to go straight through where the previous car went. Now the barrier is up. Straighten the car up a little bit. That's it. Over towards me a little. That's good. Okay, mate. Good. Good. And we don't normally do this because we don't normally meet each other halfway along. That's it, keeping it rolling. Well done. Good, now a little bit of steering gently to the right again so as we come down to the middle of the gully. They don't like us doing this anymore, so if there's another car there, we haven't got any choice, have we?
No.
Now then. Now can I just ask you to slow down and gently come to a stop, please, Casey? There's a reason for this. Gently stopping. Good, keep the brake on, please, my love. Alright, we're going to put the car into neutral, we're going to take the low range off, we're going to put it back into drive. We've now not got that hill climbing capability anymore, it's back to normal gears. Alright mate, power on again just a little bit. It will now feel a little bit more normal. Excuse me, just doing that. I don't think we need that when we're facing the opposite direction. Have you enjoyed this?
It's a nice change, isn't it, mate?
Well, all you've got to do is convince your dad that you should have one each. Let's give it some serious consideration. It's amazing how a 1 hour can change your whole life. Okay, mate, straighten her up, please. Straighten, 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 and gently stop. Gently stop it. Good girl. So, no, I'm not sure actually. Okay, put the car into park, please. Good, thank you very much. Just relax. Well done. Okay. Okay. Now, we do ask people if they don't mind filling out the questionnaire. We do like to hear how you got on, whether or not you liked it, whether or not you thought it was rubbish, whether or not you thought the car was overpriced, etc., etc. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the paperwork. FXS, I think. Excuse me a second. I just need to see the number of the car. Yes, it is. Double check. Start time, we went out at 2, didn't we?
Could you jump out and just get a picture of it in the driving seat?
Yeah, be careful because there's loads of water
Yeah.
around, alright? Okay. Alright, okay, now where's that book of yours, my love? The book. Oh, you got it. That's the one. Well done. Thank you very much. Okay. So you did the previous one, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You did one there. You had one, two. I did your third one and your fourth one. Sit to that. Okay. We're getting some pretty good scores here, aren't we? A bit different this four-wheel drive thing now, isn't it? What do you prefer? Trouble is, this isn't normal driving, is it? Yeah. This is more fun though, of course. Yeah. Alright. Where is your four-wheel drive? Oh, there it is. That's it. 4x4 personal log. There we go. Off-road safety. You're doing okay on that one. Looking ahead and planning, which you definitely are. So good. Gas, braking, engine braking, uneven ground. We had plenty of that, mate, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, as this is your first one, we don't mark too seriously, but obviously we give you a little bit of a guide. If you do come back and do some more, Casey, we will start getting a little bit more fussy with what we put down, and we will certainly put some notes down there as well. All right. But this was just sort of an opening one, really. Okay. Okay, honey. And you already know what I'm going to say. Please bring this back with you. All right. Okay. All right. We need to swap. Well done. Should we give her a round of applause, Dad? Or there we go.
Well done, mate.
Nice one. All right. Okay. Now then, is there room enough for us to swap round here?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure what Casey
wet
put us
out
into.
there.
Yeah. Okay. Casey, can I ask you please to get the suspension back down again, take that, turn it 2 clicks to the left, please. Good girl, that's it. Notice, look, it's lit that one up, and when we get there, that will come on as well. Okay, on goes the hazards. Right.
Do you have a card for me?
We can give you details of the academy here. I don't have my personal card with me. No. How old are you now, Casey?
13.
13. You've got a little time to go before you need lessons, haven't you?
Do you do most Sundays though?
To be honest, no. It really does depend on the demand, and it does fluctuate so much. I wouldn't even like to sort of guess when I'm going to be. I can tell you when I'm going to be in the next month or so, but after that, it's anybody's guess. To be honest, you can if you want. I know that they actually offer this service. It doesn't always work, obviously, because not everybody's in all the time. But you can ask for a particular instructor if you want to.
That's what we want.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. This just shows you how many people there are here, doesn't it? Yeah.
They must be learning quicker with just the same face.
Well, I think you possibly get kind of used to what the pupil needs a little bit more, and obviously if the pupil likes that particular instructor, you build a rapport. Yeah, I personally think that works. But I mean, obviously, on the other hand, you could say a change is as good as the rest. So, you know, they're both valid, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
I can't get used to the fact we've got some sun in the sky. What's going on? Yeah. There'll be a big lightning bolt in a minute, we'll all get a big shock. This morning, mind you, my first 2 or 3 miles was very foggy. It was down to sort of 25, 30 miles an hour. God, I can't see a thing here. God, I was wrong about that sun, wasn't I?
Did you do another one, Case? Did you like 4x4?
So what card would you like your dad to get you for your birthday then?
You're after mine, ain't you?
Yeah.
What you got?
It's just there on the left. Subaru.
Oh, right. Tell him it's cheap.
It's cheap.
Did you see the Top Gear? Oh, yeah, right about that. Did you see the Top Gear thing with the Subaru, the 4-wheel drive Subaru, that they all went on some kind of trip through? Forgotten where it was now. They finished
Africa,
up, They finished up going through to Syria, didn't they, or something like that, or cutting through?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Through to the Lebanon. That's it. They finished up there, and the Subaru was the one that lasted best. It was the only one that got them out of trouble because they got into lots of deep mud and so on. And
I think the other one was the other two were both 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, they were. It was the only 4-wheel drive there, to be fair. Yeah, that's right.
They're not bad cut, you know. They sort of do everything.
I think they're very nice. I think the lorry cars, they are very juicy. That's the problem with it. I don't know anybody that's actually wanted to get rid of one, but felt that they had to.
We don't use the car, you know, we tend only to use the car weekends
Really?
We use motorbike for the week, so. I could see if you were trying to run it every day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've just got a feeling you're going to run a Mercedes case and it's going to take some doing there.
Okay, Casey, it's time to do our recording, my love. Okay, if you'd just like to press the green button down there, please, one furthest away from you on the top, right at the back. That one, good.